Okay. So poetry devices. The first poetry device is what? Simile. Now, when we talk about simile, the basic thing is that we are talking about a comparison being made. And those comparisons are only done with the use of words like or as. So where there is a direct comparison, using the word like or as, it is referred to as simile. For example, I quote from a Shakespeare, that is, so are you to my thoughts as food to life. So here the comparison is being made with the thoughts, and on the other hand, it's food to life, and it is being made with the word as. So there is a direct comparison here. So it refers to as simile, where we find a direct comparison using like or as. Okay. Now let's come to the second one, that is metaphor. A figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. That means in a metaphor also there is a comparison, but that comparison is not direct. Okay, it's an indirect comparison. Like for example, if I say my brother was boiling mad, through this sentence I got to know that the brother was angry, right? But the comparison is not direct. So where the comparison made is not direct, it is a metaphor, indirect comparison. Okay, and simile is what? A direct comparison. Okay, now let's come
Okay,
to the
ma'am.
next one. Just a second, better. Third one is repetition. So repetition, the action of repeating something that has already been said or written. So if in a poem, the poet has repeated a certain line or a word, so something that has been repeated again and again, that means repetition. And why the poet does that? To make the idea of the poem or of that sentence more clearer to the readers. Okay, that is basically for the impact. Okay, if the poet is repeating a certain line again and again, it's just to make the idea of the poem more clearer. Like for example, in a one poem, it has been used, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So this line has been repeated by the poem multiple times. So that is what? It is a repetition, where the poet repeats a certain line again and again. Okay. The fourth one is alliteration. Now, what is alliteration? While studying alliteration, we need to know that when the occurrence of the same letter or the sound is being done again and again with the adjacent or closely connected words. Okay, if two words or three words are closely connected and the first alphabet of all two words or three words are same or the sound is same, that is alliteration. Okay, for example, you can see the fair breeze blew, the white foam flew. So B and B in breeze and blew is same, and foam and flew, F and F is same. Same way in the next sentence, the furrow followed free, F and F are same. So such words represent what? Alliteration. Please remember one thing, we don't use the preposition or the basic normal words that we use in daily way, like the, this, them, she, he, such in alliterations. Okay, we are referring to a particular words with same alphabet. Okay, and those are closely connected. The last one is personification. Now, what is personification? The attribution of a personal nature or a human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality of human form. What is the definition? The meaning of definition is just this, that when we compare or when we make a non-living thing act like a living, right? In a poem, a poet has been flawlessly writing about a thing that is non-living but giving it attributes of a living. That is personification. Okay, I quoted an example of pen, that a poet is mentioning pen as a living, that people use me, then throw me, I feel bad, such words which are the qualities of human and being referred to a non-living, that is personification. Okay, let me share one example. Look at my car, she is a beauty, isn't she? So in the sentence, car is being referred as she and moreover is being termed as beauty. So this refers as a personification. Clear everyone?